What's up, everybody? I'm Jason, this is Free Bird Garage. We are doing a how-to today, all right? We're going to properly show you how to paint your Harley-Davidson parts a flat factory black, all right? I've got the cans, show you the steps we're gonna do, even a curing process, all right? Let's get done. All right, if you've never been on the channel before, I do Harley-related videos, rebuild videos. Right now, I'm in the middle of a flat tracker project to do a lot of FXR parts as well. And I'm in the midst of doing my flat tracker with my motor, and I have also my frame torn apart and everything going for flat tracker. If you're interested in that, go check out up here. But main part, why you clicked on it is probably why you want to get your parts to a flat black or that matte finish of Harley's particular black that's on there. So I've ran through a handful of different styles. You got Duplicolor, and then we got a VHT you probably have heard of as well. Both of those have a somewhat semi-black or flat black look, bit of a wrinkle look you can get from VHT. That one in particular is not, it is for their headers, it's just a flat black. But Harley has that particular flat black with a bit of a wrinkle to it, and it also has a tint of shine. It's something that's pretty hard to mimic. I've tried to do it. You're better off just kind of just painting everything the one color if you're gonna go the other way, which is like Duplicolor or VHT. But if you're going the Harley route and you want to match with what is on your bike, Harley has a particular paint, and it is, to me, the top-notch paint after using it for quite some time. So we are using right here the textured black paint. Now, Harley likes to obviously cover up all their stuff, and I've done some research on their body paint, which is their black, and then obviously you can go into all the different colors. But when it comes to making this paint, usually it's PPG behind it that makes it, and this thing is locked up on this mimicking anything else, all right? So this stuff is proprietary towards Harley, so if you're trying to mimic it, you might as well just paint the rest of the bike the way that you want with that one color than trying to match it to this color. But in this instance, if you have already a wrinkle black look on your motor or you have any parts that you want to match with, this will be the one for you, all right? So I'm gonna shake that up, just get it pre-ready that and get it going. But today we are painting. I have a cam cover I have shaved down that was aluminum. So I got this all cleaned up. I've had some previous videos of me cutting this thing up and finally got this all prepped and ready for some paint, all right? So it's got like a bit of a machine finish. It has a standard aluminum or blonde look to it. So we're gonna do a complete changeover on that for what's gonna change into, all right? So let's hop outside and let's get everything prepped and ready, and then we should be good to go to start shooting some paint, all right? If you're new to using spray paint, you wanna be at least 6 to 8 inches away from whatever you're hitting, and we're gonna do some light coats on this first and let that kind of be our base, and then we'll hit it back again with a couple more coats, all right? Let's talk about flash times. Very important when you're using paint. You wanna make sure that you have the minimum dryness on that paint. Go by the manufacturers, it's usually right on point. This one is 15 minutes, so that means that the paint is just dry enough for you to lay down a second coat without potential drips happening. So if you go with any other brands, follow by the manufacturer code. All of the spray paints are way different in my opinion when it comes to flash times, so just follow by what that is. Some are way thinner, so if you hit it, you're probably gonna have a chance of running. But particularly using Harleys, it's 15 minutes up to 48 hours. So after we do our first coat, if for some reason we didn't like it and we gotta go do something else, you have up to 48 hours to re-hit this again, all right? So we're gonna go out there, hit it one more time and see how it looks. Second coat. All right, so I'm shooting at night, and it's pretty much optimal temps for me here in Michigan. I'm right around 68, 67 degrees out right now, and my humidity's below 50%. So those are the two key factors of when you want to paint. So 50 degrees to 80 degrees or 85 degrees is the most you'd want to be able to paint, and 50 degrees is about the lowest. Now, that's also pushing the limits of vice versa. So if you're going 50 degrees, you have a chance of having paint gob up, and if you go really hot, you have a chance of having paint have super dry spots on there. So spots will look shiny and then spots will look dull. If you go with hot, obviously with the coldness, you're gonna have gobbing of paint that can happen. So beyond that, when you're shooting, you wanna look for your humidity. So if you're shooting at anything above 50%, you're going to have issues of maybe the paint not adhering to the material correctly. So you wanna be below 50%, all right? So let's do our third coat. Third coat and see how this gets us pretty much close to being done. Forgot to mention the most important part, which is prepping for the paint. You want to make sure that you are scuffing up whatever you're about to hit before you hit it with this stuff. It doesn't state it on the can. It's pretty obvious, but you want to clean it up with like a Scotch-Brite pad. Purple is one that I use, or that burgundy one. It will give you enough dullness on whatever you're about to hit. Remove all the obvious, get rid of your paint flakes, get rid of your rust that's sitting there, and make sure that it is good to go before you hit it. Tape off what you do not want to hit. Luckily, when you hit it with this stuff, it has a pretty much direct shot when you hit it, so anything you tape off, you should be good to go. You don't have much oversprayed as you would have having like an actual gun, so prep your material before you hit it. Scotch-Brite's your friend, and you should be good to go. All right, let's hit it with the fourth round. Fourth round, there are still some spots that need some more paint, and that would be more so in the holes. I thought I hit them, but those are the last spots that still seem a little light. So we're gonna go through, and this should be our final coat on this, all right? Promise you guys a curing process. That's what we're going to do now. A couple things to note when you get into it. You do not want to go over 180 degrees. This is also known as a speed drying process for this paint. So in other directions for other manufacturers, there are steps and processes for their drying process. And this one in particular, you can wait a couple of days, or we can speed dry and allow it to cure onto the paint. You can even do both if you wanted. Wait a couple of days and hit it. So in this instance, obviously we just painted it. Now we're going to speed dry it. Do not go over 180 degrees. It's very important, and that will allow the paint to cure properly. All right, so we're gonna use this heat gun. I got it from Harbor Freight. It's about as cheap as you come. I don't have any fancy digital gauges back here to tell me what temps there are. So we're gonna keep it on the lowest settings, and we're gonna hit it high up to make sure that we are moving fast on there. Now, I still have some of the tape on there. I'm not worried about that. I can clean up afterwards, because if there's any kind of blemishes I wanna do, I can reshoot it. But for now, we are good to go and hit this. Let's see what it does. All right, we are plugged in. The lowest setting on my heat gun. These things heat up very fast, which is nice. You don't have to wait. You get to a point where if it's too hot for my hand, that's good. You just want to move around. Kind of like you're painting. You just want to make sure that you're moving back and forth nice and evenly. Get this thing to dry properly. I'm gonna give it 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna hit it again. And I'm gonna move this to the other side, make sure we get all spots evenly. And our finished product. Bam! All right, there it is, nice and flat, wrinkly black from the Harley-Davidson factory. Boom, all right, we got all of our sides going around black. It looks awesome. I was looking for, everything matches. Good to go. Now, you could put this on the bike, but I recommend waiting still at least a day to 2 days just to make sure you are set fully and cured. But if you need to, I guess throw on the bike as long as it's cooled down, all right? Hopefully this helps you guys out if you're trying to paint your parts to match your Harley flat wrinkle black. Use that can from Harley-Davidson. It's an option you can even use at the dealership if you want them to clean up your bike while you're there, all right? But for now, that brought us to the end of this one. I greatly appreciate if you could hit that subscribe button, tap that like, press the notification, leave a comment below and tell me what you think. And for those who have already subscribed, thank you, and as always, stay free. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.